Welcome back to the second day of match day 5 here at the Captain Horace Burrows Center of Excellence. And this is the second match of the day, and it will be Mount Pleasant Football Academy going head to head with Arnett Gardens. And
we heard that producer telling me that Knight is in. Rodriguez is seeking to further his studies, leaving for college, and I'm pretty sure Knight will stand up to the expectations of Arnett Gardens.
Yes, and Rodriguez, former Kingston College goalkeeper. And a throw for Arnett Gardens. Sully McCullough to Ranking. Challenge there by Francois Swiby, trying to latch on to that one. And now Arnett Gardens can go forward. Steve Clark sends that ball forward. Arnett Gardens still in possession, in a dangerous position, and a header at goal. And the Mount Pleasant player, the young man Anderson, there to challenge in the air.
Again, early in the game, we've seen Clark and Cephas getting involved, and when they do, I think Arnett is a different proposition to any opponent, so I'm pretty sure they're going to try and do that as we see Cephas get on it there.
Cephas on the ball for Arnett. Wasn't across, and there was an appeal for handled ball. The referee says no, and the captain Ladale Ritchie would have been the culprit, but referee Mason says that is not a penalty.
Richie there will certainly have his hands full. His partner in crime today, number 23, Christie, just 18 years old, and is inside there and trying to learn on the job.
Well, learn on the job he has to.
He's no youngster. Just late there with that challenge. And we have a look here at the, and that seemed to be hitting the arm. I think that could have been given a penalty. No, that to me is almost halfway there. That looks like, and he made himself bigger. He knew what he was doing, Adele, so I think Mount Pleasant would have gotten away with one there.
Simpson
being the coach on the sideline with one.
And now an opportunity for Mount Pleasant. Here's Francois Swaby. He has time, he has options. It's still Francois Swaby to Keslan Hall, and Bushy Beckford, shot blocked. Beckford over to Rankin to Swaby, but he's in an offside position, so he allowed that one to run.
So often we see strikers, when they go and they're in a position where it's just instinct, they do well. And sometimes when given too much time to think what to do, they just, it peters out to nothing. And I think that was the case with Swaby just now. Just had too much time and the thought process, he just couldn't get his mind around what he wanted to do.
You want to take the chances as you get them. And now we see a Shane Roberts on the ball, sends it forward. Finding Ronaldo Cephas. Trying to get into a dangerous position. Collected by Akil Clark. Referee says it's a foul on Keslan Hall by Ezra Simpson.
Coach Downs there looking to really help this Mount Pleasant team get firmly back into the top 6.
Ball sent inside, trying to find Francois Swaby, but collected by Amal Knight.
I think both goalkeepers would have had 2 moments here that would have eased them into this game. Knight good catch there, and earlier we saw Clark collecting a cross from Cephas. Good safe collection, and that would have really settled their nerves in this one.
Their nerves will have to be settled in order to produce something special, or at least a goal scoring opportunity for both teams. So Shane Roberts, Cephas trying to get by Anderson. So Anderson has been called into question quite a few times so far in the game, and he has answered that call quite well. So made the switch, and I guess that the switch was made, and it is working out so far. It's very early in the game, obviously, but
I think Arnett probably would have recognized the fact that it is a youngster that Cephas is up against, and most certainly would want to exploit and put him under as much pressure as possible. And Cephas, being the player he is with a lot of pace, Anderson might be mindful, and there we see Anderson out of position. And
Arnett Gardens has an opportunity through Cephas, and Clark sees that one through, and it will be a goal kick wide of the target.
Yeah, Cephas choosing to strike from distance, I don't think it was the best option there. Anderson was caught upfield when the possession was turned over. It could have drive down closer to the goal line and try and get the defenders turned around. I think the decision there to strike from distance in the end was not the right one, as we saw the shot was cuffed and really didn't trouble Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant just trying to ease themselves into this game, try to compose themselves. Ranking. So it was hounded. And now there's a mix-up at the back, but Amal Knight saw that one through. Sent it forward, but they do have it through Harvey. Harvey takes a shot, but it's blocked. Keslan Hall sends that ball forward to find Francois Swaby, but good defensive work by Janoy Cunningham. First corner of the game for Mount Pleasant. First corner of the game, and it goes to Mount Pleasant. And that ball sent inside. And some defensive work by Arnett Gardens, but Mount Pleasant still has possession. Keslan Hall to Sule Makala, sends that one inside, and to be gobbled up by the Arnett Gardens defense. Skipped over the challenge is Steve Clark, and no communication with his Arnett teammate.
He felt Clark needed to drive forward once he went inside into traffic, and even his own teammate was a part of that traffic that he couldn't navigate.
And that's where the communication comes in for the teams to be effective. Know when to back off from the play and then push forward. Let's go. And their guns going forward. Got three. Trying to send up for Cephas, but they do have possession. And that wayward shot by Luca Kong. And it amounts to nothing in the end.
Yeah, Kong has been a feature of the Arnett team so far this season, sitting in that deep line midfield role. He used to have Martin beside him. Martin slightly advanced, but for sure he'll be looking to impact this game as he always does.
Keslan Hall was hounded off the ball. Players on the ground. Referee says no foul. Harvey. Lang. Listen to McCullough and back to listen again. So maybe that out of position is something that Arnett Gardens can exploit with the young Anderson, because we saw it a few minutes ago. And maybe they think that opportunity might come again, Dwight.
Yeah, they certainly think so. And again, Cephas was on the ball. Anderson was out of position. Richie had to go across. Christie went across. They were so narrow. The switching of the play was on for Arnett. If they could have gotten Clark, is definitely a case.
And now, well, that opportunity came and went.
Yeah, for sure. It's a situation where you expected. They're going to have to recognize Arnett to when that switch of play is on, because on that occasion, despite he was out of position, Richie went across, covered his position well, but that means the defense had swung across too far, and there was a lot of space on the opposite side.
Shane Roberts. Guthrie tries to get past Ranking, and the referee says it's a handled ball by the captain. Send quickly, finds Keslan Hall. Ezran Simpson is challenging Hall. Referee says it's a goal kick.
Oh,
we see the challenge from Ezran Simpson and Keslan Hall. Just jockeyed the run of Keslan Hall and prevented him from sending that ball inside. So doing his job is Ezran Simpson.
He's been involved. Had a little shaky moment earlier. Coach Thomas there demonstrating that there's stuff in the game that he is not pleased with so far.
Not the first. Thomas as the coach's brother, coached Portmore United for some time. Won a couple of titles with the St. Catherine outfit, and now he's at Arnett.
I think he's trying to talk with Sigri there to get him to deliver what he desired. Last game he would have played Sigri out left, and he caused them a lot of problems.
Donald Fonseca can be a menace in the middle of the park. As we see him on the ball.
Side the last time, and he was always going inside, and the opponent really exploited that movement from him. But now he's in that midfield position. I think he'll be
more comfortable
there, because he always seemed to go inside.
The man who normally plays in the middle of the park, Donovan Sigri, not necessarily a wide player. From even his days at Wolmer's, he wasn't normally the player that goes out wide. So, short ball there, and the man Simpson is brought back into play. Bedford sends that to Rankin. Francois Sebi chests it down nicely, sends it to Leng. Leng turns. Finds Rankin. And it's a deflection, so it will be another corner for Mount Pleasant.
It's safe to say that this youngster, Anderson, is that type of fullback that or wingback who likes to go forward. He's always looking to edge forward, cheating to go forward.
Cheeky ball sent inside, and another chance. What an opportunity for Mount Pleasant. And that ball ultimately blocked. But what a chance for Mount Pleasant. A cheeky corner between Anderson and Kamar Bushy Beckford. Back to Anderson. Ball sent inside. That's not a bad ball at all. Keslan Hall wanted to latch on to that one.
It was a good delivery from Anderson. I think what he did was to just put it in the space.
Headed to Suli Makala. Now it's Francois Swaby. The referee says it's a penalty. And an opportunity for Mount Pleasant to score the first goal in the contest.
I think if it's the second game running that they've been awarded a penalty, Mount Pleasant, and sometimes you often say why some teams get more penalties than others, but it's down to the fact that they probably put you under more pressure and more of their plays in that attacking area. But I was talking about the cross into the box from Anderson earlier. As we take a look at the penalty call,
seems the ball hit his hand first and then hit his head.
Seeming inconclusive. That one seems. Oh yeah, his hand was outstretched.
His hand was outstretched when that foul was made on Sule McCullough, and the referee. And you see where Francois Swaby shouted after the opportunity was lost for him. But Francois Swaby is the man that is gonna step up and maybe put this one to bed. Mason, referee Christopher Mason. Oh yes,
because it seemed to have come off the hand of the Mount Pleasant player just now. So I think the correct decision has been made.
Right.
Because the hand was outstretched, but it seems to have been a blue shirt at the time. I don't know if we can have another look at that, but yeah, it certainly is the right call.
So the fourth official has...
Well, we don't have VAR, but we certainly got some aspect of a VAR decision there. And kudos to the fourth official.
Yes.
Well, who needs VAR when you have that...
A keen eye.
Keen eye, yes.
So the fourth official, Andrew, is the man that reversed that decision. So...
But certainly the replays did show that it came off the hand of a Mount Pleasant player.
Seemed to be Sule McCullough. He's the one that was involved in the play at the time. So the man that reversed the play
certainly would have earned his due today.
Certainly.
And to show that it was the right decision, you didn't get much protestation from any of the Mount Pleasant players. They were quite calm when the decision was overturned and ready to get on with the business. So he said it was McCullough, the person who might have handled that one.
Francois Swaby trying his best to get by Janoy Cunningham, but didn't seem like he was going to get around him. And it's another corner for Mount Pleasant. Will they go cheeky once more? Because the last time they did that, it was a very, very good opportunity. And Amal Knight just shouting instructions. And again, they go for the cheeky corner, but Romari got to sort that one all the way through. But he loses possession. Leonard Rankin, based on his motion and gesture, he seems as if he was signaling to his players that he wanted to send that ball in, not necessarily shoot that one at goal.
I think he was apologizing to Hall.
Now it's Bushy Beckford on the right for Mount Pleasant, sends that one inside, but Janoy Cunningham saw that one all the way through. And then another defensive work by Earl Simpson. And it's another corner for Mount Pleasant. So Mount Pleasant really applying some pressure on Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, this game has been played in phases. Early in the game, it was Arnett who was pressing and was looking very good on the offensive, putting Mount Pleasant under pressure, pegging them back in the box. And now Mount Pleasant stern in the game to do that, and that has resulted in 5 corners for Mount Pleasant.
None for Arnett.
Yes. But the ultimate stats is still 0-all.
Like we always say, that's not the important stat per se, but the most important is the score at the end. of 90 minutes. But Mount Pleasant, their 5th corner of the game, decides to go into the box, collected by Amal Knight. And he called for Cephas, but Cephas wasn't able to get on to that one. And Alwyn Harvey was fouled. And it is a free kick for Mount Pleasant. And it is the first yellow card of the contest. And it is a Shane Roberts that be the first infringement in terms of cards.
Yeah, it was very late and Harvey had gone by the time Roberts came across, and it was an easy call for the referee.
Yeah, you didn't get the ball at all. And rightfully so, the yellow card was brandished. Ladale Ritchie. Leng sends a ball forward to find Kemar Bushy Beckford, but the referee says it's an offside. It's in an offside position.
I think Arnett really working hard to hold that line. We could hear them shouting, looking across, just ensuring that they're in a straight line, and on that occasion Beckford was caught by that offside trap. There's confirmation there that Shane Roberts has shown the yellow card. And Arnett looking to be more organized, looking to communicate. That's very important as a part of a defensive display. Communication key, and I would be pleased with the outcome just now.
Please indeed. Bishop Beckford just collecting possession for Mount Pleasant. This is what Walter Downs really wants his team to do. Collect the second balls, collect the firsts, and you will have possession. McCallum. Back to his captain, Ladale Ritchie. Looking for a pass and finds Bushy Beckford. Harvey sends it across to find Rankin. Sends that ball inside and nobody to collect it. And Roberts goes into touch, and it will be a throw to Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant really enjoying a good phase of the game. Good set, good period of possession, and also attacking play. A number of occasions turning this Arnett Gardens team around and doing a good job in ensuring Clark and Cephas were running the other way. However, Clark goes forward now.
Yes. And it is Steve Clark. Luka Kong sends that ball forward, but Ronaldo Cephas can latch on to that one. But he's still pressed. And Clark, the goalkeeper, I would think he's apologizing there because that wasn't originally the best option. Got the ball and
I think put on a little bit of pressure from McCullough with that back pass.
Right.
But I think Guthrie had played a good pass through. He's trying to get Arnett that go-ahead goal.
Number four.
Both teams still looking to really settle and maybe execute the game plan that both coaches have set for them, as we see Francois Swaby fouling Ezran Simpson. Well, it's an offside call by the referee Christopher Mason.
So again, Arnett working that line. It have to be switched on throughout the game because you're sure Mount Pleasant will be testing the organization of that line throughout this game.
And another offside call within the space of a minute. So Steve Clark is the culprit now.
Yeah, out wide again. But I guess switched on to perusing his surrounding and realizing where he is positioned.
And another man that Downs has brought on, Christie. But it's with Leng now. To Ranking over to Swaby. Swaby has some time, sends it inside. Oh, Keslan Hall unable to latch on to that one, but Mount Pleasant still has possession. Mount Pleasant still pressing. Leng, ball forward to find Ranking. Ranking just tried to turn, and Mount Pleasant still has possession, but now they lose it. Guthrie loses possession, regains it. And it's just a seesaw battle for possession for Arnett and Mount Pleasant. Cephas on the ball now for Arnett. And it goes behind, and it will be a goal kick. But that was a very good opportunity for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, it was a ball again. Mount Pleasant getting the defense of Arnett to turn around. They've done that a couple of times, and also Keslan Hall has been at the end of most of these balls into the box. Missed an opportunity earlier. His shot was blocked, but it's ominous signs for Arnett and Mount Pleasant wide players just putting the ball in between goalkeeper and defensive line and encouraging their attacking players to get on the end of it. On most occasions it has been Hall, and if Arnett does not stop those balls coming into the box, then it could be quite telling for them.
Yes. And Francois Swaby, not much of a wide player. He's more of a central man, but that was a good run by Francois Swaby and set that one inside. It was a very, very good cross. Keslan Hall would have really wanted to latch onto that one.
It's pretty much a fluent front three for Mount Pleasant. Hall and Swaby and Beckford. But yeah, Swaby's doing well.
Harvey lost possession, tried to regain possession from Mount Pleasant, but it's with Ezra Simpson of Arnett. And Keslan Hall intercepted that pass. Martin over to Clark. Referee says it's a foul by Sule McCullough.
Yeah, just running into the back of Clark. Clark just checked his run and initiated the contact.
That normally happens when really you don't have a lot of space to run. You'd want to reset yourself and then go forward. So smart by.
There's not a lot of option ahead of him. So
not a lot. Kong's pass intercepted. Leng over to Swaby. Swaby has basically taken residence on that right hand side for Mount Pleasant, but his ball was intercepted by Roberts. And that was challenged by Alwyn Harvey on Shane Roberts.
I guess they would have prepared for a physical challenge, that they're dishing it out. Down says he's been told that it's always been a fierce and physical challenge when our contest when Arnett and Mount Pleasant meet, and I pretty much felt in his preparation coming into this one, he would have let his players know, leave one on them as much as you can.
As you see Ezra Simpson going up in attack for Arnett Gardens. Ball swung inside the 18-yard box. Steve Clark has it now for Arnett. Chipped inside, and an opportunity collected by Clark.
Yeah, it was Kong who was on the end of that one. Neat little chip over the top from Clark. Just didn't make the type of contact he wanted. He's trying to go with the foot side, but just didn't have it full flush on the ball. But that's one of the better opportunities of the game, and possibly the best one for Arnett so far.
This one maybe. Arnett would want opportunities like that in order to get in behind that defense for Mount Pleasant, as we see Bushy Beckford on the ball. Couldn't get by Ezra Simpson. Arnett has possession now. Earl Simpson he's jostled off the ball by Leng, and Leng was ultimately fouled. Marlon Martin, the culprit.
It was a free kick has been given to Arnett.
Right. So it was Leng
who committed the foul.
But he was the worst for wear.
Well, you see that sometimes he's down again. Players go into a challenge and they come out the worst. Came into this game strapped up. It's not a bad contest to watch. As I said before, it has been played in phases where early in the game it was Arnett who was getting Clark and Cephas going forward, and then Mount Pleasant, they got their attacking game going, and Swaby and Hall and Beckford were in the thick of things. And just at this point, Arnett looking to get back a foothold into the game.
No goals so far between these two teams. But based on the phases that you've talked about, Dwight, we would hopefully get at least one in this one before the half is over.
You get a feel there's goal in this game. These two teams will go forward. Arnett, because of their youthfulness and sometimes don't manage games well, so even when they're leading, they're looking to go forward, so let alone no goal for them yet. We expect them to continue to push for it, and Mount Pleasant is that team that likes to see themselves as this fluent attacking outfit.
Let's see if they are fluent, and no problem calling that one. Referee Christopher Mason, offside by Steve Clark.
Both teams holding good organized defensive lines.
I think that maybe one team would see the run of that line perfectly in order to get that opportunity. Mount Pleasant has gone in behind more often than not.
Yeah, they've turned Arnett around more often than not. But even with these organized lines, the ways to beat them is to get runners coming from deep and want your attacking players, midfielders, to really make those runs.
Swaby, he was hounded by Earl Simpson, and it will be a free kick for Mount Pleasant.
Simpson remonstrating to referee that he felt it was a fair challenge.
Some defensive work for Arnett, and the Mal Knight played for Huey in the Premier League and then went to the USL, and now he's back. But this time he's not playing for Huey, he's playing for Arnett. Went to the San Diego Loyals of the United Soccer League and is now back. And of course then went on loan to FC Tucson, and then made his way back to his home country in Jamaica, where he's playing for Arnett.
That would harbour well for Arnett. Rodriguez going off and having a steady hand, experienced player, playing in different environment and conditions.
Well, certainly was one of the best goalkeeper before he left to play for San Diego Loyals, and he's back to have safe hands in place of Rodriguez, who will be going to college. Busher Beckford will be looking to get on the score sheet today. Busher Beckford, a speedy and skillful player. Leng. And dealt with by Earl Simpson, and it goes into touch, and it will be another corner for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, Arnett continuing to rattle up the corner count. Mount Pleasant, that is.
And Amal Knight, man to shout instructions It's with Leonard Rankin. And the referee says another corner for Mount Pleasant. Seven corners to 0. So Mount Pleasant dominating that one. Not the best corner for Mount Pleasant that time. But still, there's some danger. And the referee says that Alwyn Harvey fouled Shane Roberts, so Arnett can reset basically.
And yeah, that was always going to be, defender was always going to be favoured on that occasion.
Roberts to Sigri. Donovan Sigri, a shot at goal! Oh, that was close. That was close. Arnett Gardens surging forward. And Akil Clark had to stretch, but what an opportunity for Arnett Gardens.
Really,
they're getting into this game.
First time that Sigri had a chance to run at the Mount Pleasant backline, and certainly had Clark interested all the way. And Clark at the last minute probably recognizing it's going wide, just pulled his hands away, but certainly was interested. I think that's a warning shot, and Mount Pleasant will certainly not want to have Sigri running at them again. One interesting thing I've seen with Arnett, sometimes they struggle to have that out ball when they're defending, but even so, I think it's something that Coach Thomas will have to think about. The one player that they have forward as their out player is taking up residence beside the experienced Liddell Ritchie. You'd feel like they'd want to put more pressure on Christie, the youngster in the middle of the park, and would. I've seen Sigri done it, I've seen Cephas on occasions.
Keslan Hall for Mount Pleasant. Sending that ball inside was the young man Anderson, but nobody to latch on to that, and it's back now with Christie. Rankin trying to find Francois Swaby.
I'm not for one saying that Christie's not a decent player. I mean, he's a player coming up through the ranks, and the fact that he's thrown into it here means that he has some quality. I had an opportunity to see him close up. My team in Trelawney Holland, we had a friendly game against Mount Pleasant, and he was a good player for them, so not surprised to see him come in, but still it's another level, and you'd want to see him put under some more pressure.
Not the best decision by Sule McConnell. Would have wanted to keep that one on the ground, and he even motioned.
Yes,
that was his intention. Not a bad ball for Sule McConnell, but couldn't keep that one under control.
Difficult at times. I've always spoken about the ball coming out of the sky and players picking up the trajectory and trying to make the proper contact. Not an easy thing to do, and in some cases, especially when it's coming over your shoulder. But have to have the patience and wait for it to come down so you can get over it.
Referee says it's a throw for Mount Pleasant. Downs has stated that through injury, Prince Christie and Tajay Anderson are the ones that are now in the starting lineup. As you see, Christie
it's really an intense gripping contest here. Both coaches feeling the need to coach during the game.
Mount Pleasant has another opportunity, but Esran Simpson saw that one all the way through, and they start again with Earl Simpson. So the two Simpsons in defense working very hard for Arnett Gardens, trying to increase the attacking prowess as best as they can for Mount Pleasant. Ronaldo Cephas challenged by Anderson. Skips by one player. Couldn't skip by the second.
Watch it. One come. Up. Up and up.
So we saw Cephas getting on the ball. Again, I keep reiterating, he's key for Arnett, but just seemingly not being able to get him involved as consistently as they would like.
We see him play more wide. Maybe you'd want to cut inside.
I mean, he's a speedy player, so yeah, you want him to get down that flank and turn defenders around. I think Anderson pushing forward is creating space. Although what Mount Pleasant has done, they've at times have Rankin drop deep to cover for Anderson.
Yes, Alwyn Harvey. Culprit again. And again we hear Walter Downs shouting instructions for his Mount Pleasant team.
And we're shouting to Bushy Beckford there. Follow through. And
Janoi Cunningham looking at the referee and says, wait, that should be called back. So referee listened and
he did oblige.
And as we're approaching 42 minutes, almost the end of the first half, you'd want to think that maybe, just maybe, Alex Thomas would be the happier of the two coaches, even though he feels he has had opportunities to maybe go ahead.
Well, the best one fell to Kong. Didn't really make good contact of it, but yeah, he was under the crutch for a good period of time. And Mount Pleasant really had a stronger hold on their proceedings, but since then has really managed to come out, and it's really now a battle in the middle of the park. Not much goal mount activity in the last, say, 10 minutes or so.
So we're having a cooled game by both teams.
Very often we see Arnett players really feel awareness is an issue, because a lot of time they get in each other's way. So the positioning not excellent. And this time it was Kong getting in the way of Clark. Clark cut a frustrated figure.
Ezra Simpson, a very passionate player. And Anderson again, man that likes to go forward, the fullback. And as you said, sometimes there's space left at the back that maybe a man like Ronaldo Cephas can really trouble the Mount Pleasant defense. But you see Ranking, who can play defense. You know, he has played CDM at Cavalier before. He has played CDM at Sandown South Coast when they were in the Premier League. So you think that he's very good defensively, and he is.
He is,
and an opportunity now for Mount Pleasant, but gobbled up by Amal Knight. Saw that one all the way through, and there was a clash of feet with Keslan Hall and Amal Knight, maybe shin to shin, so to speak. So he's a little bit hurt. Not a bad ball by.
Arnett almost being the coverage for their own downfall there. Defensive error. And almost let Mount Pleasant in. But yeah, Rankin, he is the one that they've employed to cover for Anderson, who is a forward-thinking fullback. But I feel the switching of the point of attack is where Arnett can really make Mount Pleasant pay for that attacking impetus from their fullback. because Richie tends to come across to compensate, and sometimes he overcompensates, and that brings Christie and McCullough across, leaving a lot of space. So maybe a player like Simpson for Arnett, Earl Simpson,
As
could
we
be that
see,
player to go forward.
you see Sigree, some discomfort, and there was no contact made by Richie, who was the nearest to the former Wolmer's player. So 2 minutes minimum of added time to be played, but we would think that based on the stoppage we have with Sigree, maybe 3 minutes.
Possibly Sigree really being hit in a very delicate area and feeling the crunch of it.
See, Alex Thomas will be looking to do one better and to maybe collect 3 points. Just 2 points off Arnett Gardens to Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant 7th with 5, Arnett 9th with 3. Again, some defensive work by Mount Pleasant. It will be through to Arnett.
Yeah, as I said at the start, at the top, Arnett unable to keep a clean sheet so far this season. And you get the feeling, and this their 4th game, would definitely want to do that. That's the first step in trying to climb your way up the table.
Yes, first step to turn your fortune around.
Most definitely.
To collect 3 points and leapfrog a team that, based on your situation and theirs, is probably expected to be in top 2 even now. So here's Sule McCullough. Over to Richie, who sends it forward for Rankin. And there you see where Rankin is there defensively for Christie. And Sule McCullough now. 50-50 challenge for Sule and Ronaldo Cephas, who has switched wings. He's now on the left for Arnett. And that is the end of the first half. Opportunities were brought forward, but none could convert. So at the end of the first half, at the end of 45 minutes, it is Mount Pleasant 0, Arnett Gardens 0.
Well, if it stays this way, I suspect, and it ends 0-0, we hope it doesn't, but there's 45 minutes to change all that. Arnett, you feel, will be the most satisfied of the two teams because, again, they're rebuilding. Again, they're trying to do things in stages. They're looking for their first clean sheet of the season. They're hell-bent on achieving that. So it would be a point gain for Arnett rather than 2 points lost. It's more of a 2-point loss for Mount Pleasant if it were to stay this way. But we expect and hope that goes all the way in it.
And referee Christopher Mason starts the second half. And Arnett kicking off. Got 3. Over to find Luca Kong. And that ball sent forward for Steve Clark. Tried that 1-2 pass with Ronaldo Cephas, but I think Ronaldo Cephas was in an offside position. But Steve Clark has really been a menace. We got 3 over for Roberts. The captain has been everywhere in the middle of the park for Arnett.
He's normally one of the players that you expect to be making some of those runs as well.
Luca Kong. And there's a player down. It seems to be LaTroy Leng. He did have some discomfort in the first half. He had to be helped off and came back onto the park, but I don't think he's going to continue in this one. It's still some discomfort, and I think that maybe Walter Downs would look for a substitution early. So it seems as if Leng is coming out. He is coming out.
Yeah, Leng, his race has been run today, and for sure. Maybe they were just getting the sub ready because it's so early in the second half, and the subs seem to have been ready for the change to be made.
Bushy Breckford had to turn back and find Alwyn Harvey. Sule Makala. And Mount Pleasant can search forward and present another opportunity. Referee says no. No foul inside the box. Makala swings that one in. Finds Francois sweeping a shot at goal, but blocked by Ezrin Simpson. And Arnett have to defend early in this second half.
The substitute Daniel Green there was in the thick of things just now with a penalty appeal coming up. So a player who is expected to continue to ensure that Mount Pleasant's attacking threat is in place. But yeah.
And Mount Pleasant pressuring Arnett Gardens early in the second half, looking to get that goal and settle their nerves. Rankin fixed that one up for Francois Swaby, and now an opportunity. Tajay Anderson didn't latch onto that one properly, and it was way wide. And Anderson may be looking for his name to be on the score sheet for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, catch it just under a volley and just spooning off. Didn't get his foot wrapped around it. His body positioning too. He was trying to hit ball going across his body, but it was just straight on.
Mount Pleasant still pressuring Arnett Gardens. It's an opportunity for Mount Pleasant. And again, ball left and finds Guthrie.
I think in the second half we've seen Rankin back in his usual position, and Anderson being pushed back to the left back position.
Mount Pleasant still surging forward for that first goal of the contest. Now Arnett have finally entered Mount Pleasant's half. Roberts trying to find that ball inside the 18-yard box, but Clark sees that all the way. Rolls it out for McCullough.
I think he might have been better served trying to play Rankin down the channel. Just going for that crossfield ball that didn't really materialize. Rankin had made a decent run from in to out.
And as you said, there was a seesaw battle in the middle of the park. It's now a seesaw battle once more. We saw the first 3 minutes where Mount Pleasant has really pressured Arnett Gardens defense, and they can do so once more. Francois Swaby on the ball for the St. Anne-based team. He's being hounded by Cunningham, and a very good defensive work by Janoy Cunningham. And the captain will take that one out for Arnett Gardens. Arnett Gardens again can breathe. Cephas loses possession. Alwyn Harvey. Daniel Green, That ball sent across to find Francois Swaby. Swaby on the ball, sends it inside. Collected by Amal Knight.
Well, he had to collect that one because Bushy Beckford was lurking on the far side. Had he not collected that one, it would have been a simple tap in for Beckford. But again, Swaby, again providing the outlet down the flank on that right side for Mount Pleasant. And he has gotten a few good balls into the box this game. Just not being able to convert Mount Pleasant. We see Arnett here, another player whose race might have been ran. Just twisting the knee there.
Yes, that's Donovan Segree.
I was looking for a quick change of direction. Just might have just twisted the knee. Now once he tried to control it in the ball, spooned off in the opposite direction. Sharp turn. And
It looks
seen
like
many players get injured.
And it looks like Segree is coming off. So his time is done. And Hardly Barnes will take his place.
Justin Barnes was put to the bench, and yeah, he started a few games for Arnett. It's a player who always finds himself in a good position, but lots of work to do with his finishing. And as such, I've been corrected that he really started all the games, all 3 games before this one, but just has not been able to get on the score sheet.
Ronaldo Cephas now sends that one inside for Arnett. Nobody to meet it in a red shirt, but Steve Clark still has possession. Now it's with Guthrie. And Arnett Gardens trying to push forward to get that go-ahead goal. And defensive work by Mount Pleasant, by the captain Ladale Ritchie.
Yeah, he was under pressure and just did the basic thing, which is to clear his line and give his defenders or his team a time to reorganize and restructure themselves. But a good thing with Barnes coming on is that Arnett will have a target to hit. He's a willing runner, and as I said before, always will find the spaces. Just need to be more composed and to finish those chances off, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a few chances in the second half.
Ball sent inside for Arnett Gardens. Clark couldn't control that one, and it's still with Arnett Gardens wide of the target.
Took a deflection as well.
And it also took a deflection, so it will be another corner for Arnett Gardens. And now Arnett Gardens is a team that is their first
It was Martin
corner,
who struck that, and
Alwyn Henry was the man who was Alwyn Harvey is the man who it was deflected off of. So it's Arnett Gardens' first corner of the game after 54 minutes.
And it was Barnes who really started that sequence of problems for Mount Pleasant. He flicked on a ball into the box. Mount Pleasant didn't deal with it quite well, and it allowed Martin to get a shot off.
Short corner for Arnett Gardens, and another opportunity presented itself, but that's gone, and now Mount Pleasant is into attack mode. It is with Daniel Green. It's still Daniel Green using his pace to get by 2 players. The referee says no foul.
Yeah, it's quite risky there, the challenge coming across. I mean, Mount Pleasant was bearing down on goal. Arnett was tracking back. And it was Simpson who came across there. Earl Simpson just body checked. And he got away with that one, but yeah, it is a contact sport, and as long as it's shoulder to shoulder, then you can get away with.
I thought it was chest to shoulder. But anyway,
well, the important thing is how the referee saw it in terms of Earl Simpson, and he got the referee to see it his way.
Yes, referee thought that was just a 50-50 challenge. Earl Simpson, who was won the Costa Cup with Clarendon College, who also won the Champions Cup as well. So
I don't think, no, they haven't, the Champions Cup. I think that's something that continues to elude them. But yeah, he was on that 2019 Da Costa Cup team that won the Da Costa Cup. But for sure, he's making the transition to the senior level.
Mount Pleasant goes back in defense with Ladale Ritchie. That ball intercepted by Ezran Simpson. And Arnett Gardens attacking as well. Now it's Ronaldo Cephas. Ronaldo Cephas versus Ladale Ritchie. And that, again, deflection of the man Alwyn Harvey, and of course I would think that the referee would caution.
It was Rankin who was shown the yellow card.
Rankin, yes.
I think that sequence of play here where Arnett looking to break out, Barnes playing that pass. However, I think there was an opportunity much earlier to get the ball to Cephas as the switch was on, and that's something that I don't think Arnett has done quite well. There's the confirmation of Rankin being shown the yellow card by Christopher Mason.
And maybe they're going to sing this one inside the 18-yard box, their second corner of the game. No, they decided to take it short. And there was an appeal. And it seems to be Janoy Cunningham that is down on the field. And seems to be holding his left leg. And the Mount Pleasant players there to help. Yes.
I think it was Swaby there, but
nothing doing.
No, I think we've had a series of appeals for penalties from both teams in short order, but referee Mason pointed to the spot earlier, was overturned by the fourth official in the first half, so I think he's going to make sure the next time he points to the spot it's really a penalty.
Adjusted nicely by O'Shane, but he loses possession. Ranking outside of the boot and finds Daniel Green. Now Sule McCullough searches forward for Mount Pleasant. Tries to find someone in the box. And defensive work again by Arnett Gardens, and it's Mount Pleasant's 8th corner of the game. 80% by my calculation. 80% of the corners have gone to Mount Pleasant so far.
It speaks to
an opportunity for Mount Pleasant that dissipated through the defensive work of Arnett Gardens. And there is a player down on the field.
Looks to be Rankin.
Ranking, it is. And again, you know, when you go for that challenge, so from one corner number 5 was down for Arnett, now the number 5 for Mount Pleasant is on the ground in pain, so
maybe just landed awkwardly.
I think so.
Having come down from a challenge. Oh, but there
seems to be a rib injury.
And he got a nudge when he went up to challenge.
So both teams still have not been able to convert any chances created.
Well, there have not been many in the second half, and they weren't able to do so in the first half. But yeah, they're still searching, still probing, still trying to find a way through. I just think the transition for Arnett can be much quicker. Pleasant continue to turn this Arnett defense around, getting a lot of crosses into the box and getting a lot of corners as well. So they have had their fair share of opportunities or actions in the 18-yard area for Arnett. Just that quality missing.
And Walter Downs just shouting some instructions to his Mount Pleasant team. Wants to go forward, wants to get that goal. Would be on 8 points if they do get 3 points. Richie turns and finds his goalkeeper Clark, looking for any available players. Decides to go upfield to maybe find Swaby. Doesn't. There's a clash of heads between Swaby and Earl Simpson. Marlon Martin forward to find Barnes. Barnes sends it across to find Ronaldo Cephas, and the referee says it's a handed ball.
Yeah, it was clear to see it was running across his chest, and there's only one way he was going to trap it in his spot to get a chance on goal. You could see just going away from him, and both hands, but more so the right hand. And there was not going to be any hand of God in this one.
It's not 1986 where we don't see a lot of referees looking that way, but that was a cheeky move. Sully McCullough forward, but intercepted by Cunningham.
And cleared that one. Cunningham, he felt he would have wanted to keep possession, but his body positioning wasn't quite right to make the pass, so it was best that he just cleared his lines.
So unfortunately he went into touch, that's why. So a very good turn by Daniel Green to get by one player, but they're still there. So the last 0-0 result was on match day 3 between Vere United and Waterhouse. But Ronaldo Cephas surges forward. A very good defensive work by Ladale Ritchie, the captain.
I think it was more the undoing. Cephas really overran that pass and haven't gotten past Rankin.
Yes, Amal Knight versus Keslan Hall. Amal Knight wins that battle, but Mount Pleasant had the possession, lost it, and again Arnett Gardens can attack. It is now Barnes. Barnes, an opportunity wide of the target.
And that's what I spoke about earlier. He'll make those runs. He's not going to stop making those runs, though, credit to him. But he tends to scuff his shot a lot. And it's a good run from him. Good find in the end. But again, you want to be hitting the target as a front man there.
Very good communication between Steve Clark and Harvey Barnes. And Harvey Barnes, and couldn't put that one on target.
And in the meantime, we had a substitution for Mount Pleasant.
Yes,
Kamar
it is
Beckford
Jordan.
Out.
Jordan Fletcher is the one that comes on for Kamar Bushy Beckford. And it will be another change for Mount Pleasant. Devontae Campbell coming on. So Jordan Fletcher and Devontae Campbell are the substitutes in this one.
Coach Downs definitely looking to influence the game in an attacking way.
Number 7, Devontae Campbell, the substitution for number 10, Kamar Beckford. And number 8, Jordan Fletcher, the substitution for number 16, Francois Swaby. Double substitution.
So Swaby is the man that comes off, and Bushy Beckford is off, and then Devontae Campbell and Jordan Fletcher.
Yeah, Coach Downs not quite a bit pleased with what he was getting from his attacking players, and you can see showing some disgust there with Christie. Not pleased, Coach Downs, and made some changes.
Harvey going forward, finding Jordan Fletcher. That ball intercepted by Guthrie. It was 3 against 2, now it's 2 against 2. Ronaldo Cephas. And a shot at goal collected by Akel Clark.
That's what Arnett wants. They want Cephas to be one-on-one. And what he did where Rankin committed there and get past, that's what Arnett would want. But they would want better quality at the end.
And it's Steve Clark for Arnett. And Jordan Fletcher. And the foul on Earl Simpson by Alwyn. Harvey has gotten him a yellow card. There
was a challenge before that Arnett felt that they should have gotten, but they've gotten one further up the park. That seemed to have been an infringement. Referee Mason didn't see it that way, but Arnett would have gotten a free kick further up the park, so I don't see much complaining from them.
But I mean, Alex Thomas, as we saw that play and we see the confirmation of Alwyn Harvey, Alex Thomas, as you said, really wants that one-on-one with Ronaldo Cephas. Got that. And the shot way over the goal, and it will be a goal kick for Mount Pleasant.
I think I always tried quite ambitious from I think it was Earl Simpson was trying to beat Clark from that distance. I never saw that happening, and execution confirmed that too. Maybe they should have been more clever with that free kick on it.
Devontae Campbell, and it's a foul by Janoy Cunningham, and a free kick for Mount Pleasant.
I see fresh legs coming on from Mount Pleasant team, trying to really put these Arnett Garden defenders under pressure, having them running at them a lot, and they would have had some 68 minutes under their belt, and the legs for sure will be tested with these fresh runners from Mount Pleasant. Green we saw coming on first, and he has been direct and positive since coming on. So too has been Devontae Campbell as well.
More direct set of players. But seems to be Jordan Fletcher that will be taking this one. The only man behind the ball for Mount Pleasant. But there are 5 Mount Pleasant players in the box. Want to find target for one of them and sent it side. Opportunity for Sule McCullough. Couldn't put that one on target. Would have wanted to do that. And another opportunity wasted for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
Very good ball by Jordan Fletcher for Sule McCullough, and will be besides himself that he didn't at least put that one on target.
Yeah, he was outside that front post and wanted to flick it on. Had the pace on it, he just needed to redirect.
Mount Pleasant, a shot by Green, wide of the target.
Green not shy at all at running at defenders, not shy at all at shooting. And Green and Campbell and Fletcher, all three will be looking to really put this Arnett Gardens defense under pressure. All lively players. Fletcher a bit on the heavy side, but for Green and Campbell, certainly players who can make penetrative runs.
You would need that for Mount Pleasant if you want to get that opportunity. And again, you hear that instructions being shouted by Walter Downs. Really wants to get into this game. Daniel Green for Mount Pleasant. Twists and turns, could not get by Ezra Simpson. And Arnett Gardens doing some defensive work there again. And it goes into touch for a throw.
Green seemed to, he has good touches at his feet too, and once he gets into the box, the Arnett defenders, you dare not touch him, and they're mindful of that, just trying to direct him away from goal.
Mount Pleasant being safe, plays it back to the goalkeeper. referees as a throw for Arnett.
I think for a moment there they weren't sure which way it should go. For the most part, sometimes the assistants and the referee, they'll look at a team that is more ferocious in their appeal and probably give it that way, but the assistant referee took a while to decide where that one goes.
Seems to be another change on the cards for Walter Downs and Mount Pleasant.
And certainly he's looking to push to try and get all 3 points in this one.
Mount Pleasant. And of course, Christie was tripped by Barnes. Free kick for Mount Pleasant. And now the referee has signaled the change. And it is Leonard Ranking who is coming off. And the man Gary Mills coming on. Kala. Ball sent inside, and Captain Guthrie leaves it, and it will be a goal kick for Arnett. So pressing by both teams, still no result for that pressing, and still will be looking for a goal in this one based on the opportunities both teams have gotten. Roberts to Guthrie. Cephas sent inside but headed on by Christie. Mills, substitute. Sent forward Anderson to Devontae Campbell. But Amal Knight, again, so experienced is Amal Knight, sees that one through. And Arnett Gardens avert danger again. Just quick touch passing from Mount Pleasant. Harvey. Mount Pleasant just patiently going forward, but Devontae Campbell didn't latch onto that one. And of course it's a
goal kick.
It's offside.
But certainly you get the feeling Mount Pleasant, with their changes, they've upped their ante somewhat, and a lot of energy in their attacking play, a lot of interchanging of position and short snappy passes and then the outlet pass. So they're looking to try and really mix up their point of attack.
That opportunity just gobbled up by Amal Knight, and Ezran Simpson is down on the pitch holding his left shin.
You see Arnett looking to make a change. Steve Clark will be coming out.
Steve Clark, the player, coming out unconfirmed, and it seems to be Demario Deacon making his way.
Clark out. Wouldn't have had the impact he would have hoped in this one.
He didn't seem to find his footing in this game, Dwight.
No, not at all. I mean, it's been difficult for them today, but I just feel they have not put the debutants for Mount Pleasant under enough pressure.
Normally an effective, skillful player. Not dealt with properly by Janoy Cunningham. But Guthrie collects that one, sends it forward for Barnes. Didn't waste no time to give that one to Cephas. Cephas, ball sent to Barnes. Barnes an opportunity, but Mount Pleasant saw that one through, and Christie dealing with that one, but Arnett.
Barnes couldn't get that one under his spell, but again making that good run. Found by Cephas.
That's the connection you want if you at least want to get a goal for this contest. And that was a telling ball to Barnes. Barnes collected it behind the defense, but Christie saw that one through. Very good guy.
I think he was trying to take it with the outside of his foot. It's going to be a difficult technique to trap it right there and set yourself up for a shot. It was always under pressure as well, so it makes it even more difficult. But yeah, those are the plays they're going to have to make more consistent on it.
Have to be consistent in order to be successful in this game. And Devontae Campbell does a very good work in intercepting that pass. And drew a foul in the process. Kong with a late challenge on Campbell. McCalla not able to find Green, but that's their 9th corner, I believe, of the contest. Short corner again. And a shot. Whoa, he wanted to go for that shot. Ball sent it tight, and that's the first goal. In the 79th minute, Keslan Hall got some opportunities in the first. This one opportunity in the second, and bang! Pinpoint right on the head, and Walter Downs will be happy with that one. Mount Pleasant getting on the score sheet. Keslan Hall gives Mount Pleasant the lead.
Good, again a set play from off the training ground. They've been insistent in taking the corners short, ball into the box, but when the ball came out and recycled, you felt it was going to be a shot from Fletcher, but he just set up. I think it was Green who played that ball inside.
Right, it was.
And you can't miss from there all. I mean, all game long he has had a lot of opportunities, and this one, I think the easiest of the bunch, and from about 3 yards out, was never going to miss. The game was crying out for a goal. You felt with the changes come on. It was 2 of the substitutes involved, and a good delivery in the box. I think you have to give credit to that delivery, pinpoint accuracy, and Hall had very little to do.
Do you think that, the players that he took off were not as effective in the game as he would want them to be? And he took them off, brought on the players, and they're working. Devontae Campbell, still Devontae Campbell. Janoy Cunningham jostling for possession, but it's still Campbell on the ball, and the assistant has said that it was a foul by Cunningham on Campbell, and it's a free kick for Mount Pleasant.
Must be heart-wrenching for Coach Thomas. 79 minutes, just 11 minutes out from the end, and looking for your first clean sheet, and for a moment there, just a lapse in concentration. Didn't pick up the player in the box, and would have cost them. Not what we've seen from Mount Pleasant so far with their corner kicks for the most part. They're trying to avoid the 50-50. They just play it into the box and hope to get somebody on it. They pretty much try to be precise with it, and increase the probability of them hitting a player or their player.
Arnett will still have to be focused. They still have about 8.5 minutes to go, and they have an opportunity now. Barnes sends that one inside, and still an opportunity for Roberts. Wide of the target again. Not able to catch that one properly on the volley. And you'd have think that the momentum would have now been 50-50 had Arnett Gardens scored. And immediately you saw that they were not backing down. Opportunity presented for Roberts, and it did not catch his right foot properly.
I think he might have been put off a little bit by Cephas, and but still you would expect him to strike that one better. Cephas just run across his path, and I think that's what he's demonstrating there, that just being put off by Cephas.
You see Keslan Hall on the ground, and Alex Thomas really would have to think that he was in and around the game for those 70+ minutes.
You could see it coming though, as I'd mentioned earlier, that the changes that Mount Pleasant made, Coach Downs there, thought he needed to change things up, freshen it up, and we saw where it was a case that Green, Campbell and Fletcher, they were really putting this Arnett team under pressure, and I mentioned at the time that it's about 70 minutes under their belt, a lot of tired legs in defense, and in the end just didn't track the man in the box. But again, it's Fletcher to Green, and the result was a beautiful weighted ball into the box, and Green Hall rather from 3 yards out was never going to miss. So you could have seen the signs coming. And that's what you want as a coach, that when you turn to your bench, they can influence the game in a positive way.
And thankfully Keslan Hall doesn't need that stretcher to come off the field. And signaling to the referee that he wants to come back on, but finally we've gotten a goal in this contest. Though we did say that based on the back and forth and the battle of the middle of the park, you would want a goal to maybe kind of see where the momentum would shift, and Mount Pleasant is the one that has that momentum going forward.
It's really hard to see another one in this. I feel the one goal will win it, but there's still time for Arnett Gardens, but from the evidence of what we've seen over 85 minutes, it's highly unlikely you feel that teams have not been clinical today. One chance out of many. I think at halftime, I think Mount Pleasant had 9 shots.
Yes.
So to put one away eventually, the conversion ratio not high. So it's left to see whether or not Arnett can get back in it, or Mount Pleasant can go ahead. But if I were to be a betting man, which I'm not, I would say this one goal will win it from Hall.
Right place at the right time was Keslan Hall, and converted that easy chance. Arnett Gardens has about 5 minutes to maybe pull back an equalizer and also win the game. It is possible, because you do have 5 minutes, plus you have added time, and I would think that probably would have been enough to maybe get something going. But Arnett has to press Mount Pleasant. They have done so, and they've gotten opportunities, so they'd have to continue to press Mount Pleasant if they want to get that equalizer. Here's Harvey. Harvey over to Green.
Keep the body in front of the ball.
Is the Campbell. really is fighting for every ball sent to him. And he's down, punching the ground. He's grimacing in some sort of pain, but he's up and he's trying to walk that one off. And has signaled to the referee, Christopher Mason, that I'm good. He lifts up his finger in approval. And Jordan doing sportsmanlike thing and rolls that one into touch. Mount Pleasant with possession. Fletcher to Green. It is Green with a shot on goal. And Amal Knight had to be called into question. It is a corner for Mount Pleasant. And another substitution for Arnett Gardens as we see the opportunity for Mount Pleasant.
Well,
Daniel Green.
Green has certainly been a catalyst for this Mount Pleasant upturn in the second half. Since he's come onto this park, he has been a part of everything bright and beautiful for Mount Pleasant. And we saw it there with that shot. And that shot was following up on the heels of the fact that he was the one who provided the assist for the go-ahead goal in this game.
Everywhere in attack is Daniel Green, and he has been so effective since coming onto the park for Mount Pleasant.
Substitution for number 19, Lucas King.
So it would appear Mount Pleasant on the cost of getting 3 points and condemning Arnett to and yet another defeat in the season.
It's something that Alex Thomas would not want, and he did say in his last game last week that he would have wanted to work on converting the opportunities with the players. And there's a player down on the field, and it's Jordan Fletcher.
Run, rabbit, fucking run. On Tuesday and Wednesday.
Left behind the ball.
Get in, Fletcher!
Behind the ball. Don't let him turn. Don't let him turn.
Roberts
Decides
decides to switch play. Rafael Earl Simpson. Again, Arnett Gardens still has to push to find that equalizer. But maybe that goal by Kesslin Hall will be the one that decides this game, Dwight, because both teams don't really look like they're going to necessarily score another one. Don't think Arnett would get an equalizer, or I don't think Mount Pleasant maybe will double the advantage, but Arnett do have an opportunity here. Their third corner of the game. Ball swung inside and headed on, but there's an appeal.
I think that appeal was more out of desperation than any real chance of a handball.
I think so. Another appeal for free kick. Kesslin Hall has the ball. Guthrie tracking him. Still Kesslin Hall, but Guthrie got there before, and he lets that one run out, and it will be a goal kick for Arnett Gardens. And the fourth official seems to be signaling 5 minutes minimum extra time.
Arnett will be happy about that. They will want to now use this 5 minutes to try and get back into this one.
Maybe get an equalizer, Dwight, and get a positive point out of this game. Ronaldo Cephas He's been working on both wings very assiduously, but still cannot find the back of the net. Which is shouting instructions, but his free kick is blocked. Alwyn Harvey collects it for Mount Pleasant, but they lose possession. Got 3. Nelson maybe thinking he can muster up something here, but he doesn't. Guthrie was fouled. Free kick for Arnett. And with these set pieces that will be given out in the next 3 minutes or so, you'd want to think that it has to be meaningful. Ball sent inside, headed on by Alwyn Harvey. Guthrie again attempts to set it again inside the 18-yard box, but that was a failed attempt.
Yeah, pretty much the story of the game for Arnett. If my memory serves me right, I think maybe about 2 or so shots on target all game long. It's going to be difficult for you to win games or even get anything out of games if you're too blunt. I remember their first game of the season ended without them having a single shot on target. Next game they sort of upped the ante and really had a lot, but after that it has gone back to square one.
And Devontae Graham skipping by 1, skipping by 2, and an opportunity. Oh, wide of the target. Devontae Graham had the opportunity to put this game to bed.
It's Campbell
And Devontae Campbell, what an opportunity for the young player. And Water Downs, with that smile on his face, likes that from the youngster. Devontae Campbell skipped by 1, skipped by 2, and would have wanted to score that one, put his name on the score sheet.
I think when we look at it here, his intention was quite good. He wanted to go to the far post. He opened his body up, Campbell, but just hit the toe end of his boot, and that's why he didn't get to curl it in that far post. So the execution just at the last minute didn't come off the way he wanted. But give him credit, he's driving at the defender, got the wrong side of him, keeper came, and his intention was right to go for the far side, opening his body, just the execution. So, tension good, quality just not the same.
And now Arnett has the opportunity to maybe get the equalizer, but Ladale Ritchie like a wall in the defense for Mount Pleasant. Just a minute minimum to go in stoppage time, and you would think that Mount Pleasant would attain 3 points in this game. And so Arnett Gardens would want to hurry this one up to maybe still get an opportunity. But I know that
Agreeing.
I would think that my partner would think as well that this is basically done and dusted. A couple seconds to go. But here's an attack by Arnett, fouled by Daniel Green.
And he for sure has come off the bench and as we said, changed his game. And but for that effort, I feel he has done his part to really bring Mount Pleasant the 3 points, and has been the best player on the park since coming on.
Definitely. He has really upped the ante for Mount Pleasant since.
And full of energy, he's been tracking back a lot too, working defensively as well.
He has right decision and got himself an assist. Pinpoint accuracy for Keslan Hall to head that one in. And that has been the difference maker and the only goal in this contest. And the ref referee Christopher Mason has blown the whistle to end this game. And a goal by Keslan Hall has been the difference maker here in this second match on the second day of match day 5. So at the end of 90 minutes, it is Mount Pleasant Football Academy 1, Arnett Gardens 0.